Today we can be very conservative. Today we can be very accurate. And remember, there is always time to be more aggressive. So we have data, we have knowledge nowadays that to be conservative is something that give you a lot of advantages in terms of buying time in order to have time to be more aggressive. We have classical data, classical approaches, an example, extension for prevention, that nowadays is a little bit overtaken because we have new materials, we have new technologies, we have adhesion, we have new approaches. And so it was fantastic time ago, this type of approach, but now we have to start conservative. So in the direct restorations, one of the start steps, the first steps in our protocols of quality, of excellence, is to have a approach to the cavity, is the access to the cavity that be conservative, that be adequate to what we have to do. So, as you know very well, in 2015, together with Comet, we launched on the market these burr kits. One is for indirect, and this one, LD1373, is for direct restorations, okay? In this kit, I have specific burrs for this type of step, for the access to the cavity. In a previous video, we already spoke about the 0.3 millimeter burr, the ultra narrow, in order to have some specific aspect, but now I want to talk about regular size cavities, and so I want to talk about two specific burrs or specific characteristics that we have to look for. First of this, I want to remind you that when we approach a cavity, when we approach an access to a cavity, we have to follow 3 steps. To go in under dimensions, so to enter very narrow, very minimal, then verify what is the dimension of the cavity, and then extend this, okay? To do this, if I figure out a situation in an occlusal tooth with a carious lesion, but without previous restoration, proximal area, maybe baca area, we can select this burr. 830007 with the 314 as attachment, FG attachment. So we use it in the red ring contriangle, okay? 007, as you have seen in the number 6 short video, it means that we have the maximum diameter is 0.7 millimeter, 0.7 millimeter. This is quite narrow, and this is a reverse pair, so is this type of shape that can allow to you to have the part that is going a little more in the undercuts, indenting, but the access on the enamel remain quite narrow. Then we can enter with this. I don't want to stay more on the proximal part or occlusal part, because maybe we can talk about how to do the proximal access cavity in another sharing, but I want to stay on this burr. This burr is not so aggressive. It is good for the preparation because it's 170 microns, so it's a medium grit, and it's wonderful in order to do this phase, to enlarge a little bit, to verify, and then to extend more. This is good for quite small, medium-sized cavities, okay? Another burr that is the S6830L314012. 012 means that it's a bit larger, 1.2 millimeters. The same shape because the same series, 830. The L, it means that you have a longer part, 4 millimeter longer, and you can go a little bit deeper. And the series S, it means that you have a working part that is not perfectly symmetric, but is asymmetric. There are many studies, some clinical studies, that demonstrated how, with a burr like this, with the ring, the green ring code, so coarse grit, 150 microns, so something already aggressive, can have more effectiveness, more capability to remove hard structure with this type of working part, not symmetric on the walls, okay? As you can see here, this burr is more indicated when you do an access cavity in a wide cavity, or when you have to start to remove a previous restoration. Not an amalgam restoration, because we already spoke in another short video about this type of approach, but usually in a white restoration like composite ceramic, because you can be very fast, you can optimize your time, you don't have to waste with a very narrow and not so aggressive burr during this phase, and then you can dedicate yourself, your focus on caries removal and other steps. Okay, so remember, first you have to enter with the under dimension, then you have to verify, and then you enlarge. We will maintain some undercuts in our cavity, but those undercuts should be accessible with other tools, with other burrs, with the modeling tools in order to be managed. Okay. So you can use these two burrs or similar with this characteristic in both sound tooth, or better, non-restored already tooth with the carious lesion, or in already restored tooth with maybe very wide carious lesion. Okay? If you found interesting these contents, this sharing, please share with your friends. Still follow us on our social media channels, on our websites. I'm still sharing with my live courses, and also we have our platform of Edu Online, Adhesthetics Edu Online, when we are uploading seminars, courses, and others. So keep going. Every day, one step more. Every day, do better than yesterday, because after years, you will have a huge evolution. See you next video. Ciao, ciao.